I really like Jake a lot, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I mean, the skill level alone, now, of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just going to struggle so much landing a shot. It's just going to look bad.
In a shocking twist, boxing icon Mike Tyson made a surprise appearance at the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis press conference, and his words electrified the crowd. Tyson delivered a fiery warning directly to Jake Paul, telling him to fight like your life depends on it. His tone was deadly serious, reminding everyone that stepping in the ring with a fighter as ruthless and explosive as Tank Davis is no joke. Tyson's unexpected outburst added even more intensity to an already heated build-up, leaving fans buzzing about what might unfold on fight night.
Jake Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. He's nobody I'm not looking past him and taking it like
The Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis showdown has evolved beyond pure spectacle and is now officially classified as an exhibition match, mainly due to the huge gap in weight and size between the two fighters. The Florida Athletic Commission refused to sanction it as a professional bout because of that imbalance. Under the agreed rules, they'll fight 10 3-minute rounds using 12-ounce gloves, and knockouts will still count. What's new this time is the judging. 2 human judges and 1 AI system will score the fight, a move aimed at adding more fairness and objectivity to the outcome.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby gloves. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. What do I think? Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head high. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Sources close to Davis's camp suggest he's been adding noticeable size throughout training, reportedly walking around closer to 160 pounds, a significant jump for a fighter who's never officially competed above the 135-pound lightweight limit. While he's still not quite at Jake Paul's natural size, this bulk up brings him closer to the agreed catch weight for their exhibition. The added muscle could prove crucial, potentially boosting his punch resistance and raw power. In short, a heavier Tank might not just be faster than Jake. He could also hit harder and absorb more, making him a far more dangerous and unpredictable opponent than anyone expected.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160.
Teddy Atlas has gone on record calling Gervonta Tank Davis one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. He credits Tank's devastating power and finishing instincts, but says what truly sets him apart is his ring IQ. The way he counterpunches with precision, sets subtle traps, controls range, and stays composed under pressure. According to Atlas, Davis isn't just explosive, he's calculated. He knows when to wait, when to engage, and how to make his opponents pay for every mistake. In Atlas's view, that combination of patience, timing, and mental sharpness makes Davis uniquely equipped to dismantle someone like Jake Paul, a fighter whose strength and athleticism are real, but whose technical foundation and adaptability still fall short of the elite level.
The only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously. And all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a two-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even.
Despite Davis's superior skill set and newly bulked-up physique, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has voiced serious concern about the matchup. Froch warned that Jake Paul's natural size and unorthodox power could pose real danger to Davis, noting that Tank won't be used to being hit like that. His remarks echo a growing unease throughout boxing circles, where many view the event less as a legitimate contest and more as a high-risk spectacle, one that blurs the line between sport and entertainment, raising questions about both credibility and fighter safety.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in, and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Carl Froch has issued a serious warning about the safety risks surrounding the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition, pointing out the massive 65-pound weight difference between the two fighters.
His name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proved time and time again that he's not a professional fighter, so Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. Swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he's just so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, who's a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him. He's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level. And then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different.
Following Jake Paul's dominant win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., analysts are questioning whether he's truly ready to face top 15 or top 20 fighters. Emiliano Vargas has shared his thoughts on whether Paul deserves those kinds of matchups, but much of the boxing world remains hesitant. Eddie Hearn noted that while Paul is improving and could soon earn a WBC ranking, there are still far more proven fighters who deserve higher spots. The discussion highlights the growing debate between Paul's rising fame and whether his opponents so far have genuinely prepared him for elite-level competition.
I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerno looks slow as shit.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started. So
What'd you think about how Jake looked? Fuck.
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walking in the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship. So.
Do you think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, you know, growing in his career. If he really wants to make his career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, you know, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, I mean, appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday, and you know, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, I mean, appreciate it, man.
My brother, appreciate it.
Many veteran fighters and boxing purists have strongly opposed the idea of Jake Paul receiving a WBC ranking, warning that it could undermine the integrity of the sport. Among the loudest critics is heavyweight veteran Derek Chisora, who insists that rankings should be earned through years of dedication, solid records, and victories over real contenders. He argues that giving Paul a ranking based on fame or promotion is a slap in the face to fighters who've worked and sacrificed to earn their place in the sport.
The WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers, to gain those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Souza decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, you know, in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith highlighted the massive size and experience gap in the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. He noted that while Jake typically weighs over 200 pounds, Davis is a lightweight champion, an enormous difference that hasn't gone unnoticed by fans or critics. Smith questioned whether promoting such uneven, high-profile matchups helps or hurts boxing, warning that events like this risk turning the sport into pure entertainment instead of real competition.
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me to believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please with sugar on top.
Stephen A. Smith also weighed in after the controversial majority draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach in March. He defended Davis's performance, pointing to his strong record and dismissing any claims that criticism was deserved. Smith praised Davis for showing real championship composure, staying calm under scrutiny, and immediately agreeing to a rematch. something he said reflected Davis's confidence and determination to prove his dominance at the top level.
Gervonta Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric, because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Stephen A. Smith argued that a proven champion like Gervonta Tank Davis facing such an inexperienced opponent could harm his reputation. He said the matchup is far beneath Tank's level and that Davis should be embarrassed to take it. Smith also condemned the growing trend of mismatched exhibition fights, including Jake Paul's bout with Mike Tyson, saying he was disappointed and even disgusted by it. He stressed that Paul needs to face real, active boxers instead of retired athletes or faded stars if he wants genuine respect in the sport.
Jake Paul is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Better be a Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he gonna say, I don't need Canelo, Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just a...
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, confidently stated that the only fighter capable of beating Tank is Tank himself. In an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Ford said no opponent has truly tested Davis to his limits yet. He added that Davis still hasn't shown his full potential and that their focus in training is on unlocking an even higher level of performance to reveal the best version of Tank.
You want to see you as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down. We working on the big 4. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight?
Shakur Stevenson didn't mince words, calling the idea of Gervonta Davis fighting Jake Paul a terrible decision because of their huge size difference. He argued that Davis should focus on real boxing challenges instead, saying an exhibition like this disrespects the sport compared to a true unification fight between top competitors. Stevenson added that Davis could earn even more money by facing an elite opponent, positioning himself as the more deserving and competitive matchup. While many critics have dismissed the fight as a spectacle, Stevenson's comments underline the call for genuine competition over hype.
What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean...
It's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Joe Budden believes Gervonta Davis's decision to take the fight is completely logical and financially smart. He sees it as a savvy business move, arguing that if a fighter can seize a lucrative opportunity, there's no reason not to. Budden noted that boxing has always been tied to money, and Tank is simply playing the game strategically. He also pointed to Lamont Roach's Instagram post hinting at a clause in Jake Paul's contract requiring a rematch, speculating that Netflix may have paid to remove it so the $100 million Paul versus Davis fight could move forward. Budden added that if Roach thought that clause mattered, he essentially fought for nothing. As for Jake Paul, Budden said he'll need to fight like a real boxer, not a celebrity, to survive. Meanwhile, Davis steps into unfamiliar territory, and the question remains whether his skill and heart can overcome such a larger opponent.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumours of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think with Gervonta Davis's kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumours about his retirement, I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career.
Will Jake Paul's hype stand the test in the ring? Or will Gervonta Davis's skill and experience expose his limits? Share your thoughts in the comments below.